What's up, everybody? Can you see me? Hello? Sup? Can everyone hear me okay? Somebody give me a confirmation. Somebody tell me they can hear me before I start talking here. I'm pretty sure I don't.
They might.
Yes, you can hear me. Great. Awesome. So this is working. Perfect. This is my first go around at this. Like I've been saying, I'm a Facebook rookie here. So listen, we're going to talk for the next hour about just about anything. So I can see your questions popping up here, so I'll just pick them at random here. First one, Crystal. Hi, Crystal. I recognize your name. What was my favorite scene on Days? That's a good question. I would have to say anything that I picked on my Emmy reel, I was pretty happy with. I know you guys weren't privy to whatever that was, but a lot of the stuff in the psych ward with Abigail, I put that on my. I didn't say much, but hopefully you saw it on my face. What Stefan was going through. Definitely a memorable one for me. But it was such a great character that I was able to play and have an opportunity to do for a year and a half there. Very proud of it, and I do miss it for sure. Ruby says, how long have you been acting for? Wow. It'll be 25 years in January. You can believe that. I started acting when I was 20 years old. Became successful at 22, and here I am at 47. So you do the math there. Am I back in it? Kathy Statler says, are you back in Indiana? I am. I'm doing this from the comfort of my own office here at home. This is where my family is from. My wife is from, so we decided to give up the LA life and bring the grandkids closer to Grandma and Grandpa, and that's what we did. In fact, my daughter is crawling up here right now. Hey, Dirk, I see you're in. What's up, buddy? Dirk Cheatwood, Max Giambetti from General Hospital, also my cousin and closest friend, is now on, so say hi, Dirk. Great. What else we got here? I don't have the greatest. I'm glad this is running through Wi-Fi. I don't have the greatest. I live in the country. I don't have the greatest phone signal here. Got some GH fans here. Which everyone seems to be asking the same thing. When am I coming back to Days and when am I coming back to General Hospital? Well, I don't have any immediate plans to do either at this moment. I'm currently developing Vice President of Development for Skipstone Pictures, run and by Johnny Remo, and also founded by Johnny Remo. I'm very happy to be working for them. We're producing movies currently in Arkansas. It's kept me very, very busy, and I'm happy and excited to be doing this from the other side of the camera right now. So that's where I'm at right now. But listen, I'll never turn my back on daytime. I'll always be embedded into that culture, and if the opportunity presents itself, I would certainly consider it. Just what Deborah Garrison says, she just watched me on the Twilight Zone. Those are still going? I did that about 19 years ago with Jason Alexander from Seinfeld. I did the first episode of that. Wow, I can't believe that's still airing. Well, I should probably see about 15 cents in royalty from that, so I'm looking forward to that check. Are you? Taking jobs closer to family? Well, if you mean acting jobs, the answer is no. There's not a whole lot of acting or producing gigs here in Indiana, so the market's a little dry from that, which is why I'm excited to work for this production company and also the business I'm doing with Dirk Cheatwood at Viseo. There's more information on that to come at the end of this chat, but I'm keeping myself busy. I'm trying to create a life for myself that's close to my family, one that doesn't include constantly flying back and forth from Los Angeles if I don't have to. Like I said, I'll never turn my back on daytime, but if that opportunity presented itself, I would certainly consider it. But I'm trying to position myself in my life as I enter the back half of my life to where I can be around my wife and children full time. My husband, Nick, is from Indianapolis. He says hello. Hi, Nick. Hi, Nick. Sorry for the pause here. I'm just looking for questions. I appreciate all the great comments and the highs and hellos and wish you to come back. It's very flattering, and that's why I do these. This is actually a cool way to do it. Who do I miss the most on days? You know, I got, in my short time there, I had become very close with the crew, and as well as some of the actors. Billy Flynn and I, Chad, as you know, have become very close off camera. We check in on each other each week to see how we're doing, and that's what I covet the most from being in daytime for so long. It's the relationships that I've had with people and that I've built with people over the years. And whenever you leave a show, it's always sad that you're not able to see those people every day. Got some Camila Banuslav out there. What a beautiful, first of all, and great actress. She is such fire and energy, and that character desperately had to have that, and she brought that in more, man. I do miss working with Camila. Do I watch any days now? No, I'm notorious for not watching myself. I'm so critical of my work, and I'm never satisfied, and I always, when I watch myself, I always feel like I could have done more. So I just quit doing it because I beat myself up too much. But that's a great question. Still not used to the new guy. Look, Brandon Barash is a great actor and an even better person. I consider him a friend. And when I heard that he was going to be taking over the role after I left, it couldn't have gone to a better actor and a better person. And that's not always the case. And I was happy to see that the character, that Stefan, was in good hands. How's it feel to play a bad guy? Oh, those are the best, especially a guy that bad, right? And one thing I try to do as an actor is, even with villains, I don't believe in pure evil. I don't believe it exists in life, and therefore I don't let it bleed into the characters I play. Everyone has a heart, I believe, and that's what I tried to show in those scenes with Kate, or not Kate, but Abigail in the psych ward, is that he does care for this person. He does have love for this, at that time, his pending son, and I hope that I was able to pull that off. Am I coming back to GH? Well, I'll just go ahead and address that. I guess there's been rumors in the last couple of weeks that I am returning. I don't know where they came from. They certainly didn't come from me. But I saw something that popped up on the Google page that somebody had found Nicholas, I don't know where, in a gutter, in a bar. I was hoping that it was on a yacht somewhere in Monaco, but I don't know. But I think that's where that rumor came about. But again, I'll never shut that door, at least on my side. You know what, guys? I'm gonna plug my awesome microphone in. Tell me if all of a sudden that I go mute here. I definitely don't want that to happen. Is that better sound? Somebody give me a heck yeah, better sound. And then I'll answer Kathleen's question. What's the best advice I've ever received? First, can you hear me? Can somebody tell me that they can hear me okay or better? Yes, better? Great. Oh, well now I got this like really cool like Rode shotgun microphone, so I feel official. What's the best advice I've ever gotten? Apparently this is like an old Italian proverb. I don't know, but I asked somebody once for a veteran for some advice once, and all they said to me in like this like New York accents is drink a lot of water and walk slow. It's metaphor for what I think is like just don't take yourself too seriously and take your time in life. It doesn't have to be all so serious. And I thought that that was some pretty sound advice. Drink a lot of water and walk slow. Hello, Nova Scotia, Canada. How are you? Is that far? Is that far from Indiana? I'm just going to go ahead and say yes, it is. Okay. What high school did I go to? Well, I was born in Joliet, Illinois, which is a suburb of Chicago. I only spent 2 years there. And then my family moved to Delaware, Ohio, which is a suburb, I'll call it Columbus, a suburb of Columbus. And I went to Delaware Hayes High School, graduated in 1991. The beard threw you a little bit? Yeah, you know what? Making a lot of changes in my life. I figured, I've got... this definitely wouldn't fly on in the soap world too much, but I'm trying it out. This is a trial period. I'm in the middle of it, so it looks a little rough, but I'm going for the Jason Momoa look. I don't know if I'll ever achieve it. It might get worse, and if it does, at that point, I will definitely be cutting it off. Hello, Colorado. Hello, Rhode Island. Got people from all over the place. Hello, California. Where else? Just start popping off where you're from. I want to announce where everyone's from, just to get a lay of the land here. Maryland, Pennsylvania, Nova Scotia, of course. Oh, it's right off Maine. No problem. Yeah, that's Illinois. Hello, Melissa. Thank you for putting this together. Melissa Boyette. Yes, there you are. I'm a Buckeye, that's right, through and through. OH, baby. IO, all day long. Vegas, Nevada. Florida, Naples, Florida. Douglasville, Georgia. Another Pennsylvania. New York. Nicholas, just FYI, Nicholas is not spelled traditionally Nicholas. It's Nikolas. Just a little fun fact for you. South Carolina, Alabama. No, this is great. I'm glad you guys had enough lead time to be able to get on here and really enjoy this. I'll be doing more of these. Michigan, as the days click by here. Ohio again. There we go. Wintersville, Ohio. Never heard of that. Cool. North Carolina. You start to see like where fans are from. GH is there's a lot of people in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and Pennsylvania. GH, and then Days fan seems to be more middle of the country. I find that interesting. Kentucky. All right, we're blanketing. Where's like Arizona and Idaho and upstate Washington? Like, where are you guys? Arizona, there you are. I knew I had one out there somewhere. Lori Gasper from Arizona. Okay, let's get back to some questions. We still got another solid 40 minutes or so here. Seems like we got new faces popping up, so we got a good crowd going on. Missouri, that's new. Montreal, that's new. What movies am I in? Okay. Well, I've been putting myself in some of the movies that I've been developing. I didn't develop the last two. Freddy, F-R-E-D-I, by the way, which is on Netflix currently, and Max Winslow and the House of Secrets, which premiered last week in Los Angeles. That will be released somewhere, sometime. It's a great movie, again, produced by Johnny Remo and Skip Stone Pictures. I acted in those. I did not develop those. The one that we're currently doing now is called Ally Mitchell Must Win, written by a good friend of mine, Britt Logan, who's also co-directing with Johnny Remo. That's the first project that I optioned and developed for Skip Stone, and I'm very proud of it. A musical right off the bat, right? Something I know nothing about, but I'm quickly learning. It's a great script, and we're assembling a great cast, and that's going to be the first film that I'm a part of that's not necessarily having me, that I'm not necessarily acting in. I don't know. We're looking for celebrity actors much larger than myself to play those roles, but I'm very excited to get starting on that. We're hoping to start shooting in the fall sometime. Ally Mitchell Must Win, coming soon. Yeah, some of you are coming in late here. I'm wearing a new hat now. I'm Vice President of Development for Skip Stone Pictures. I've been in a couple of their movies as an actor, and I've now started developing for them. And if you have kids, even if you don't, one of the films that I'm in, I did not develop, called Freddy, F-R-E-D-I. Was produced by Skip Stone Pictures, is out on Netflix right now. If you have Netflix, tune it in, get the kids around. It's a good, wholesome family movie, and that's how I started to create a relationship with Skip Stone Pictures, was when I met them as an actor on the set, and I had mentioned that I was eager to get into developing and producing, and that's how the relationship started. What's up, Pittsburgh? Love Pittsburgh. Shot a movie there. Called Out of the Black, shot in Pittsburgh in, I think, 2000, I believe, or 2001. Not sure what happened to that, but it's still floating out there somewhere. Who was I on Days, somebody asked. Stephen O. DeMera was my character. Am I interested in theater work? Funny you should ask. I'm actually co-founder of the 68 Cent Theater, with a large chapter in Los Angeles on Lankershim Boulevard. I was a co-founder and have been a member of that, along with the creative director and president of the 68 Cent Theater, Ronnie Marmo, who's also a great friend of mine, somebody I've worked with and has become a great friend of mine over the years. So yes, I every chance I get, every free chance I get, I love, love, love doing theater, and I miss it desperately. What's up, Chi-Town? I'm only 2.5 hours away from you. I love your city. Who on Days was the most fun to work with? Fun. We didn't have a lot of fun there, not because we're a bunch of drab individual prima donna actors. It's because things move so quickly. There's not a lot of time for like laughter in between scenes. I would say in between takes, but we only get one take. Yes, we only get one take. That's how quickly we move. So we have to be uber prepared going in there. There's not a whole lot of time for laughter, to be honest with you. Oh, sorry. What's up, Virginia? What's up, KC? Jamaica, New York. What's up? How long have I been acting? I answered that earlier, but again, if you came late, about 25 years. Oh, here's a good question. What are you drinking in scenes when it's supposed to be alcohol? Well, wine is cranberry juice. Any bourbon or whiskey is diluted Diet Coke. And white wine is apple juice. And vodka is water. There you go. So watered down Diet Coke. Yum, right? Am I going to be at any fan events soon? You know, when I'm not a member of a cast, I don't necessarily tend to do a lot of those. I did a couple for days. I did a ton for General Hospital, and if I, by the grace of God, or if it's what I'm supposed to do, end up going back there, yes, I'll get back into doing some fan events. Staten Island, New York. Michelle Ann. Do you ever visit New York? You know, I was there last summer for the first time in a couple years, and I took my wife. My wife, Brienne, went to NYU. That's where she went to college. Got a 4-year degree from there, and she knows the city very well. So she took me around to our, still my favorite restaurant. I know it's like kind of trendy, but Gramercy Tavern. Oh my, you know, you think that anyone, no one can screw up a cheeseburger. This cheeseburger is the best thing that I've ever put in my mouth. And so much so, I went back there twice in one day. I had lunch and dinner and ordered the same thing, the cheeseburger. It's that good. Gramercy Tavern, Manhattan. Childhood crush. This is a good one. My childhood crush was Alyssa Milano. So you might want to tag her in this. And I got an episode of Charmed in 1999, and I almost had a panic attack. And so I ended up being the guest lead on Charmed. And in the scene, I was like her boyfriend, right? And I had to kiss her. And I don't really get nervous in scenes or anything like that, but I'm like, oh, this is my childhood crush, and now she's standing in front of me, and I'm supposed to make out with her, and I was absolutely mortified, and but I did it, and that's my claim to fame on my childhood crush. But hey, who gets to meet their childhood crush, let alone have a kissing scene with them on television in front of millions of people? Well, I did. Jillian's first childhood crush was in kindergarten. I think, didn't we all have one then? I'm not sure how that went down for me. I'm sure it was very, very innocent. Somebody wants to interview me for the Salem Gazette. Does that actually exist? I apologize if I don't know about it, but sure, why not? What kind of music do you listen to? I listen to a lot of hip hop, and right now, my kids will not, every time they're in the car with me, and because I'm like basically stay-at-home dad right now, they make me play that song, Old Town Road, right now, over and over and over and over again. Like, in repetition while I'm driving places. Every version of it, and it's just like, it's so played out, but they love it, so I'm a big hip-hop fan. I love harmonica music. Trying to learn how to play myself, so I get into a lot of like bluegrass stuff, like the old stuff, just to listen to it because I like the sound of the instrument. So that's quite the other end of the spectrum from hip hop, but that's what I'm listening to. You guys are sweet. I got a marriage proposal. I haven't had one of those in a while. Joan Phillips. I have 2 kids. I have a son, Grayson, who's 9, and a daughter, Bo M, who is 4. Of course, we call her Bo for short. Love those kids. That's why I'm moving behind the camera and doing this Viseo business with Dirk, so I can be close to them. I've missed a lot of birthdays, a lot of holidays over the years, and it's just not in my character to continue to do that. Yeah, Barbara, I feel you. Old Town Road. I mean, all the kids are singing it over. I mean, it's just like my daughter, 4-year-old daughter knows all the words, and it just plays and plays and plays in the background of my life all day long. Oh, the Jackal is coming to Indy. I know that's one of the GH stops is Indianapolis. I actually went up last year when they were here. I went up there to say hello to them and very briefly. But yeah, they come here. You told your fiance you were going to ask me to marry me. Well, at least you got permission. How do I spell her name? B as in boy, O-H-E-M-E, like the opera, with an accent over the E. Bohème, like Les Bohèmes. You're right. Old Town Road is definitely better than listening to Barney or Dora the Explorer or what's that cartoon I can't stand? Kaloo? Is that right? That whiny, annoying little kid? Kaloo? I think that's it. Yeah, you're right. Anything's better than Barney and Kaloo. You hear my daughter in the background? Wow, she's that loud? Because I can barely hear. I think this mic picks up a lot. Yeah. How did I feel? Melissa, how do you feel about being a DiMera? What an honor to follow in the footsteps of Joe. What a legend he is still, and to be entrusted with that name, and especially his son, and to come on like I did, what a blessing. I miss it dearly. I really do. Kailu, that's it. Annoying. Did I prefer playing Nick or Stefan? I don't know. They both were similar in their own ways. I think Nicholas was more naive. I think Stefan was more ruthless and cunning. Nicholas definitely had a softer heart, but in the end, there he started to go pretty dark. So they do have some similarities, but look, my heart is always with Nicholas. I mean, I started as a child on that show, really, at least emotionally, and I became a man on television, and not a lot of people in their career can say that, and that's one of the things that I'm most proud of. I did not get a chance to meet Joe. I joined the cast just after he passed. Now, I did shake hands with him once on the red carpet, I believe. That was our only encounter. I wish I would have had just one conversation with him to let him know how honored I was to play Stefan DiMera, and that I would do his legacy proud. I really wish I had a chance to do that. Did I play real games of chess when I was on day? No, I'm not a chess player. I had to lean on the crew to give me some strategic moves as I was playing to make me look like I knew what I was doing. So I hope I did it. I hope I didn't look foolish. Do I ever see the actress who plays Emily, Natalia Livingston? I haven't seen her in some years. She is married and has a beautiful child and lives in Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia. So, and I haven't been down there yet in quite some time. So she's doing great. She has her own acting boutique down there that's very successful. So she's doing her thing. Question is, do I miss working with Jeannie? Yes, of course I do. I mean, she, and I'm on record as saying this, along with Tony Geary and even Jonathan Jackson, who was much younger than me, and Stephen Nichols, are some of my first mentors. I had never done any acting before General Hospital, nothing at all. And I wasn't trained, I was very green. So I listened to them intently and I mimicked how they acted, how they carried themselves. And I think through their tutelage, I became the person that I wanted to be as an actor. And I also learned how to do this business justice and not take it for granted from those four people. Have I been to Canada? Yeah, of course I have. I've been to Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal, Calgary. I shot Into the West there with the TNT miniseries back in the mid 2000s. It's great. It's great. I wanted to take there's a train. There's a train that goes from Vancouver to Toronto, and you stop along the way. And it takes about 2 weeks to across and back. And I really wanted to do that and just to see what it was like. I never got a chance to, but it's on my list. How long do they give you to learn your lines? I get that question a lot. Both shows, GH and Days, were similar. We would get the scripts probably at least 4 days in advance. That's plenty of time, even if you have a busy home schedule at home with kids and whatnot. That's plenty of time to learn a script. I did work with Stephen Nichols in both shows, Terry. Stephen Nichols played my uncle. He was also my father there for a minute before we found out that he wasn't on General Hospital. And then on Days, he was Patch, of course, or Steve, what his regular character name was. And we did get a chance to work together again. And Ron Calavardi, who's the head writer at Days, threw in a couple scenes in there that harkened back to the days of General Hospital, which I thought was clever and funny. And again, he's I thanked him at the Emmys as being my mentor, my biggest mentor. Stephen Nichols was, and I love him like a father. He loves me like a son, and that's how we've always been with each other. Oh, it says, Mama Vivian is coming back today. I did not hear that. Love her. Love Louise Sorel. Love her very much. She's such a funny, funny gal. And we had great chemistry together. I miss her. Hope you're doing well. Miss you on Days. Oh, you see the peace sign on my wall back there. Yep. Do the kids help saying? Do the kids get help saying their lines? I'm talking about the really young ones. Yes, of course. I mean, it's not as easy for the young ones to memorize tons of lines as it is for us. So yeah, of course they receive some help, but look at Nicholas Bechtel, who played my son Spencer on General Hospital. That kid had speeches and speeches, and he was able to pull it together. And not many kids his age could do that. And that's why he is the actor that he is. And that's why he works all the time, is because he's so charismatic. He can learn the lines, he can bring the emotion, he can bring the humor. Kid's got it all. Oh, it's a different woman playing her. Okay, so Louise is not coming back. Okay. Well, that's daytime for you. Nadia can sing. That Samara, she can. Nadia can definitely sing. So, yeah, we don't usually ask people to sing in front of camera if they in fact can't. Sorry, I'm just waiting for the next question here. Sorry for the silence. My favorite NFL team, Cleveland Browns, man. I'm an Ohio boy. Got to stay true, right? It's going to be a great year for us, you Ohio people. Where do I keep my daytime Emmy? It's downstairs on my fireplace mantle. Yes, it is. Very proud of that, to be recognized for your work. It didn't work out for me this year, but, I've lost before. And of course, to lose to Maurice Bernard is nothing to be ashamed about. Are my children interested in acting? My son is. He did a little thing on Days there. He was featured extra in one of the Christmas shows, and he just started dancing away and being a big show off. So they put him right in front there. He's interested in it. My daughter's only 4, but they're both heavily into dance, which is something that I never got into as a kid. And my wife was a dancer, and they seem to have picked that up from her. Certainly not from me. We're actually going to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, next week for nationals. My son is doing a number of a Men in Black number at the National Dance Competition in Myrtle Beach. So we're headed off that way next week. Can I cook? Actually, a little side note, I went to culinary school while I was on GH there. It was an abbreviated cordon bleu curriculum that I went through. I have a love for cooking. I do all of the cooking in the family. I'm okay. I can find my way around mostly without a recipe book, and it's something that I enjoy. It's so relaxing. It's a great way to bring everyone into the kitchen instead of just being in separate rooms and eating out all the time, or throwing stuff in the microwave. I appreciate that, having that time where we all sit down and have a meal together that I've cooked. I really enjoy that. Am I married to an actress? No. Nope. Bree is not an actress, although she is very good. She runs my lines with me, and I often, find myself going, "You're pretty good." It's just not something that she got into. She does have a minor from NYU in theater. Her major was broadcast journalism with a minor in theater, so she knows her way around the stage. You're getting tickets to Myrtle Beach? Yeah, he's pretty good. My son is good, very good at golf and dance, right? Two things that frustrate me because I'm not good at it. Oh, Colleen, thank you, Colleen. I'll pass that along to Bree. She'd appreciate that. Any jealousy when I do like love scenes? That's a great, great question. The answer is no. My wife and I have an incredible relationship and so much trust in each other. She's never once batted an eye when I mean, I do them all the time. And to be honest with you, folks, they're really not that comfortable. Um, I don't want to meet the guy that says that they're comfortable because that's a slime ball. They're not. I mean, you got tons of people watching. We're all in relationships, and most of us in marriages, and you have to be respectful of one another. No one is like getting turned on by this stuff. It's just not how it's done. It's the directors in the background. Like, put your hand here, kind of like Twister, and put your leg there, and do this and do that. Um, it's very respectful, and so the short answer is no. There is no jealousy at all. Although I've heard stories of people being jealous of their partner doing love scenes with certain people. I guess I can understand it. I guess. Am I active in sports? Well, yeah. What do I like to do in my free time? I'm a big CrossFit guy. I love the sport. I love the sport of fitness. I've got along the years of being an actor, and I've got 4 health certifications now just so I could have them. I'm a certified personal trainer, level 1 CrossFit coach, a certified nutritionist, and I have a specialty certificate in weight management. So I'd like to say I know what I'm talking about when it comes to health and wellness. Oh, you heard Mr. Gray's wife didn't watch 50 Shades of Grey. Well, that's a whole nother thing. Um, I can understand why, I guess. Oh, Rebecca Herbst. Oh, we lived with the Herbstes for a while when we were in between homes. We parked. My wife and I had this idea we were going to go live in an Airstream for a while, um, and we did for about 6 months, and it was fun. But then we decided to buy a house, and so we were in between the trailer and the house. So the Herbstes was like, "Come on over here, stay here for a while." So we stayed there for a couple of months at her house, and they're great. And Becky's great, and I mean, she's been Liz forever, right? And she's just great. Great friends of ours. Oh, Sandra from Arizona has been watching Days for 46 years. That's amazing. I don't know if there's anything on this planet that can keep my attention for 46 years, including myself. But you go. Oh, how was the test to become a certified nutritionist? It was a lot of information. I studied long and hard. Um, I actually think there's more knowledge just researching stuff online as it comes up. Because things that are in print, they takes a while to get to print, and by the time they're in print, they're already outdated. So I tend to do a lot of my research um, in the chat rooms online when it comes to cutting edge nutrition, more so than like any magazines. I don't read the magazines on the shelf. Muscle and Fitness, any of that stuff, because that's when it gets to the reader, it's old news by then. Okay, 26 years. 50 years. Wow. Brenda Williams has been watching Days for 50 years. So has Cindy Newhold. That's amazing, guys. My favorite vacation spot? No, it used to be south of Puerto Vallarta. I love Mexico. It just seems to be kind of a dangerous place to go these days, unfortunately. But I love that hot heat, humid heat, and that warm water. The Pacific Ocean in California is freezing cold even in August. And I just love the hospitality. I love the food. I love being able to go there and rent a house that's reasonably priced. It comes with a chef and a butler and all this stuff. And I haven't been in years, and I haven't vacationed in years because I've been so busy. But Mexico's my spot, but they got to clean it up down there. What's your advice for someone out there who wants to get in shape, start a fitness program? But CrossFit is for everybody. That's why it's so popular, is that everyone does basically the same workout. You just do it at a different intensities and in different levels. And it's a community. You're not just going to the gym and walking around and putting pins in machines. It's a community. You talk to people, you get to know people, you become friends with people, and you see people grow. It's a forum. It's a place to, no matter if you're a competitive CrossFitter or first time getting into fitness, everyone's treated the same. You just do the same workout with different weights, different intensity, and you grow together. That's why I love the sport so much. Barb Lockhart wins so far. 54 years she's been watching Days. 50 up. She just got beat. Catherine Leo, 55 years. Does it get any higher than that? I don't know. Somebody just messaged me saying that the live came on at 4 Pacific. That's impossible. Because I know I started at 8 p.m. Eastern, and the last time I checked, California didn't change their time zone to out in the middle of the ocean, so I don't know how that would be true. Yeah, I started right at 8 Eastern, so that would be 5 in California. So whoever thinks I started at 4, I certainly did not. Oh, question from a diabetic. Do you have to carb load before doing any cardio? Not necessarily, but you should check your blood sugar before. I had this issue with some people that were doing Orange Theory, which, for your heart rate is up for a really, really long time. I always recommended coming into something that intense with your blood sugar a little higher than it normally would, not into the dangerous zone. So you have like a buffer right there, but never come in what is normal for most people, because you will dip low. And of course, that can be dangerous. But coming in too high is not good either if you're up around the 300 range. And I knew that you were, I would not let you work out. Did I study covert Bailey? I don't even know what that is. Somebody explain that to me. Okay, so yeah, I'm good on the time zones. Mhm. My favorite acting project? That's a good question. Um, I did a pilot back in 2000. It was about World War II. It was about this battalion in World War II that was for CBS and never got picked up. And it was shot in London. It was very gritty and very raw, and it was just my first chance outside of General Hospital to really sink my teeth into a difficult role, um, to play a World War II soldier right after D-Day. It never got picked up. No one ever saw it. Probably no one probably ever will. I was super disappointed. It could have been a turning point in my career that catapulted me into um, another era in terms of where my career was, but it didn't happen, and that's okay. But looking back, like that was probably my proudest work. Eagles Casting. Sorry, guys. Again, I'm just waiting for some questions I haven't answered yet. Would I ever come to Boston? I've been to Boston. I used to do appearances there all the time with GH. They still go up there. Love Boston. Do you like it? Do I like Italian food? Of course I do. I don't get to eat it very much. As you get older, I don't put away the carbs I used to. Um, but when I get a chance, like if I'm going to New York, I'm eating Italian food. I'm eating pasta. It's happening. My dream acting role would be something that I knew was gonna, if it was television, that I knew was gonna stay on air for some years, to where I could have some stability for once in my career, not always wondering if soaps, if it's going to get canceled or if we're not going to be on the air anymore, or you know stability in the entertainment world is very fleeting, and it doesn't happen often. But to be on a prime time series that's run for years, you're set, and I've never had that. So that would be a dream role, whatever that is. Your fiance? I played Stefan O. Demera on Days of Our Lives. Stefan O. Stefan, middle name O. Demera. Thank you. Yeah, there's comments on the beard, but who knows? It's very, very thick and coarse, so I'm working on like getting it all nice and soft. In a cop role, I played a cop. I played a couple cops. I'm trying to think of what it was. Um, oh, oh, if you can think of it, you really know my career. If you can tell me what I played a cop in. I played a cop in a couple of things. Two things. Two times I played a cop, I think. Yeah. O for Octavius. That's right. So looks like I got time for a couple more here. Again, the reason I'm silent here because I get a lot of repeat questions, so I'm trying to tackle ones that are new coming in. So I'll take two more that I haven't answered or addressed yet. Good lawyer. Have I played a lawyer? No. I've been interrogated by one. In family law, I was on the stand in family law, interrogated by Tony Danza. Yeah, that's it. Yep, episode of Charn. Played Anton. Yep, that was the character's name. You're right. Phoebe's past lover. Professor? Have I played a professor? No, I played a doctor, cop, soldiers, lots of dads. Gosh. A thief, a cowboy, twice. All right, one more here, and I want to thank Melissa for bringing me on to her lovely site here. She gets a lot of eyeballs here, and she's been very gracious to put this together, so I want to thank her. I want to thank my lovely wife downstairs for keeping the children quiet for an hour. You can't imagine how difficult that is. Love my wife. She's great, and couldn't do this without her. So, trust me, it gets so loud here. It's just like, I'm surprised you haven't heard me like, shh, quiet down. I've had to do that once. Do I like the recent Marvel movies? That's a good one to end on. Loved Avengers Endgame. What a fantastic movie. And me and my son both cried. And if you haven't seen it, I'm not going to say why, where, but you know what I'm talking about if you've seen it. What an amazing movie that was. And I wouldn't be surprised. It'd be the first movie of its kind to get nominated for Academy Award. I thought it was that good. All right. Thank you, everybody. Before we go here, I talked a little bit about Viseo, something Dirk Cheatwood and I have started a few weeks ago, or I started in it a few weeks ago. I just needed something to be able to work from home and have financial freedom in my life. I spoke about that, about flying back and forth from Los Angeles was not easy for me. It was hard on my health. It was hard on my family. Always wondering where I was. So now I've been back for 8 months or so, and I've been looking for something that I can get behind and endorse, and that's health and wellness products. I only know two things in life. That's how to make movies and television, how to make them and act in them, and the health and wellness industry. So finally a company came along, Viseo, and asked me to partner up with them and be a distributor for them. And for 15 years I said no to direct marketing, not because I didn't believe in the way in which it was marketed, but I didn't believe in the product until now. And I'm seeing great success. There's a link posted here for you. It's workwithtylerchristopher.club. That's workwithtylerchristopher.club. All you do is opt in your email and your information, and then you'll get some more information on it as to watch me. I'll be doing a webinar again, if you haven't seen the first one, about what I'm doing with the company. And that's all you have to do is just come and listen. There's no obligation. And if you get an inkling to want to work with me and get some insight on how to gain financial freedom for yourself, I stand behind it. I put my good name behind this company. I put my reputation behind it. I stand by the products. And just click the link embedded somewhere in here. I don't see it here, but that's because I'm on this end of it. And work with TylerChristopher.club, and we'll take you from there. I love you and miss you all. Thank you for coming. I'll be doing more of these. I think it's important, and I should have been doing them before. But now that I see how easy it is, I get intimidated by social media sometimes. Now that I see how easy it is, I'll be doing more of these. But thank you so much for coming on this evening. I'm going to go make dinner for the family. All right. Love you guys. Bye. Oh, the link is on, I believe it's on Melissa Boyette's page. The work with Tyler Christopher.club is over there. So be sure and visit her page. If it's not embedded in this chat somewhere, I'll just have her put it in the notes there. So, because a lot of other people that didn't tune in live. I mean, it's still going to live there. They're going to see this video. So, but if you get a chance, go over there and check it out. All right. See y'all.